Hey everybody, so this week my message is for the investors out there. So it seems as though recently I've had a lot of questions from people who are considering investing in real estate, but are a bit scared and just don't know how to go about it. Will they lose money? So the number one question I get is, Hugo, well, aren't we in a bull market? And if I invest now, isn't there a possibility that I'll lose money on that investment? And the answer is not if you do it correctly. So let me show you what I mean. So housing prices are cyclical, and the housing market is cyclical, and there are ups and downs. Absolutely, history tells us this. If anybody tells you that that's not the case, they're lying to you. Absolutely, 100%. Housing prices go up, down, up, but eventually they work their way up. So it looks something like this. So you'll see an up, then you'll see a down, then it'll come up and it'll sort of inch its way up, and you'll see a peak and then maybe another drop, and then there's some, peaks and valleys, and some of them are shorter, some of them are longer, but that's basically how the housing market works. Good thing is you end up, right? So over time, the price of the home does end up going up. Now, if you buy today, let's say for example, you bought over here in this peak, but then a couple of months later, I'm down here, I've lost money. Well, no, not necessarily, because if you're investing properly, your rents should be covering all of your carrying costs, and you should be making a little bit of money. So if you do that, here's the interesting thing about rent. Rent does not look like the housing chart. Rent, in fact, looks a little bit more like this. So rent is far more linear. There's not peaks and valleys in rent. So you don't see large jumps simply, well, number one, because we're regulated, and for the most part, we can't really spike up rents that high. Number two, it's just, we don't see it. The history has proven that rent stays pretty straight, and there's just mild increases every year. Great news for an investor, because now, even though your housing price has gone down, your rent continues to climb up slightly. So you're still covering costs, and you're even making more money. And now all you have to do is wait it out. So you bought over here, you don't have to sell here, because you know what? The house is paying for itself every month. We're paying down the mortgage and building equity, and then we'll build some even more equity with appreciation. So if you come and sell over here or over here, so let's say this was $200,000, and you can wait out until it's $300,000 or $400,000. So that's kind of where the safe or the experienced investor will take his cue. He'll know that he can wait out those peaks and valleys, and real estate is really a long-term investment. And if you do this, then you'll make money, absolutely, and you'll sleep at night at the same time, because you know that your rent is more than covering your costs, and you don't have to worry. So that's just a little tidbit of information, and I hope that helps. Remember, we're in this together.